on the outs over constructive criticism over Perry's show. Well, I got some constructive criticism, and we can be on the outs, Tyler, and I don't give a damn, because I'm going to make a promo out of this anyway and share it to your page. I need the scenes on Have and Have-Nots to be like 5% shorter, each one. I want you to watch an episode of The Young and the Restless, because this is supposed to be a soap opera. No one's dialogue on The Young and the Restless is like this. You don't have to talk about the random plant in the corner for 25 minutes on one damn scene.
They talk about random plants. It was a blood stain on the floor for 5 episodes. I can't take it. We need to pick this up. I'm sorry. I love the Have and the Have-Nots, and I continue to watch it in its 5th season, but I get so mad when I can go get myself a glass of water and come back and he had just started the next sentence in his first paragraph. I can't stand it. They just want to get the point across.
It's not but you don't get the point for 4 episodes. It's too much. So, now according to ET Online reports, Tyler Perry has a pre-cut and dried response to a pretty cut and dry response to the rumors about him and Oprah. Here's what he says. It's completely false.
What was that? That was your Tyler Perry impression? Oh, God. What?
That was my Medea voice.
Oh.
Nothing is accurate in this article except for mine and Oprah's names. That's what he said. I mean, you see what I mean? You gotta stick around. I mean, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. I mean, they pay us to do this, so we go off every week right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Like, the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like, yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. So no matter what you up to, that's go hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how I really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, it's cause my father dead. Mom's bringing different niggas in and out the crib. No money, so you seen it's less than all your friends. But it a joke because your mother was a crackhead. Older sister hoeing off, giving all the homies head. I could wait for your response, but they let her hear me talk, so I just wait for the applause. I always knew that I was great, I got them haters so appalled. I'ma make it out the darkness, and my word is my bond. Delivering these bars while I'm gripping on my balls. Jealous niggas hate to see you succeed, so fuck them all. I'm the master of my destiny, nigga, you not in charge. You either on your grind or in the way, so get lost. Be a man of everything you say you stand for. Lead your people by example, being hands-on. If you're back against the wall, then get your mash on. Fix your vision on the future like it's fast forward. The world is yours in due time, ain't gotta ask for it. I'm from the school of hard knocks, I took a crash course. Shit be stressful, my nigga, that's why I'm getting high. But that's life, and it's the code that I live by. And you know how it is, where we at, nigga. They say money can't buy happiness, but I be happy as a bitch when I can have dinner. Learn from your losses or you end up like the last nigga. I fall off, I bounce back, I really come from the dirt. But if you wanna make it happen, gotta put in the work. The word will kick you when you down, and I know this shit hurt. And it's crazy cause your family, your shit on you first. My sister stabbed me in my chest, I had a hole in my shirt. I never said a prayer for on my way to the hearse. I died twice, lost that night, man. I'm just happy to be here. And shit like that is the reason I never be scared. Was drifting through the smoke in the field, I couldn't see clear. It's deeper than the rap, I'm where the bottom of the sea is. Was trying to make it happen till I happen to ball. It's all mind over matter. The fuck the matter with y'all, huh? Be a man of everything you say you stand for. Lead your people by example, being hands-on. If you're back against the wall, then get your mask on. Fix your vision on the future like it's fast forward. The world is yours in due time, ain't gotta ask for it. I'm from the school of hard knocks, I took a crash course. Should be strapped with my nigga, that's why I'm getting high. But that's life, and it's the code that I live by.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community, many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at
theshelterpetproject.org. Every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artists, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now, like you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. Right. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like, you know,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I thought you was going to have my money today.
Man, it is what it is.
Then last week you told me your wife was cooking.
Man, it is what it is.
Then again, I don't think I want your wife cooking because you don't like it.
Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio. It is what it is, 9/11.
Are they ready to? I know they're not ready to accept it, but yeah, exactly. That's my whole thing. Like, how many of them are really ready to think about it like that?
None.
You know, like
I think the problem is
like
I don't even know how we got here, but it's inbred. You're not born to hate people. You're not born to distinguish between black and white and Asian and Hispanic. That's something that you're taught. You're taught. Point blank, period.
Straight up.
My daughter came home and told me that her white teacher was black. Maybe it's because it's how she treated her. She don't see any color. But when it comes to all her friends, all her friends are mixed. All of her friends have a white parent, black, African, Hispanic, other parent.
So
children don't see color. You breed your children. Not breed.
Right.
You raise your children to see that.
Yeah, most definitely.
They don't see racism.
Well, I guess
I met a little girl who had a black doll, and she said because the black dolls are prettier than the white dolls. But then I've taken a black doll and a white doll and put it in front of two kids. And it's a study that they've done before. You put it in front of two kids, and you put it in front of a kid, and you ask them which one is the nice one.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have, well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're.
Then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. Mm-hmm. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco. Strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
Nigga, chose by another nigga, bitch. Damn, this chopper got 50 round clip. So this Molly in the syrup got me.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, and welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I should have did this before. But welcome. We have joining us 2 young men. And as I said before at the top of the show, we're testing out a youth-driven show on the station. Specifically, I asked for young men of color that can kind of give our perspective. And I know, being a little bit older myself, I have a different perspective than what some of these young people would have. But first, I'm going to have these young men first introduce themselves. So starting over to my far right.
My name is Josue.
Okay.
I'm from Prince George's County, but I reside in Baltimore City right now.
Okay. What part of PG?
Right near Hyattsville,
okay.
Atlanta.
Okay. And you, young man?
My name's Casey.
Come on, you're not shy. You can speak up.
My name is Casey. I'm from Largo.
Okay.
That's PG County, Maryland.
Okay.
I was raised there, but I've been coming back and forth from Baltimore and PG County for a minute now.
Okay. So today I just have a number of topics that I wanted to go through, and these gentlemen are going to give their honest opinion. But before we get into the topics, I want to ask these 2 young men. So you both introduce yourself. So tell me a little bit about who you are and what you like and what your interests are.
Well,
and it's Josue?
Josue, yes.
Okay.
Sir. I'm 19 years old. I like to watch a lot of sports.
Okay.
Boxing, basketball, football. Not really into football that much, but mostly like basketball a lot.
Do you play?
No, sir.
So you just like to spectate?
Yes, sir.
What sport would you say sticks out to you the most?
Boxing.
Boxing. Have you ever tried it?
No, but mostly like when I was younger, I always liked to look into it as a career. One
Okay. So it's a lot of discipline that goes into it, a lot of patience. Some people think you just jump into the ring and fighting, especially when you start as a younger person. Like, it's more technique training that you learn before you even get to spar or fight anybody, actually. And you, sir?
I'm 16, and I actually do play all those sports. I play basketball, football, and I box. Right now, I'm deciding on what school I want to go to this year.
Okay.
So I'm in the middle of that.
What school you go to now?
I just came out of Largo, but I was transferred from Kappa Christian Academy. This year we was on the news in overtime. We was taking the knee for Colin Kaepernick, and some people went out. We was playing teams like Fort Hill, and they had a lot of racist action against us. So
youth sports is often that type of camaraderie, especially when it's a mixed school or predominantly white school. You go find that a lot. Are there any issues right now that are sticking out to you? I know you just brought up Colin Kaepernick. Were you well versed? Did you understand what was going on?
Of course.
So give us kind of a summation of your perspective of, because it's still ongoing. It's not as much in the news anymore, but it's still an issue.
Right. We was just, letting it be known, because in our community, there's a lot of kids that, get into the wrong things because they want all the designer and stuff like that. Everybody want money, and it's not even that bad that they have to do that, but they do it anyways.
Right. So Largo PG isn't that much different than Baltimore.
It's not. It's not too different. It's just out in the county. You know, like how Florida people. Kodak's not from the city. He's from the county.
Right.
So
with the issue of a lot of people boycotting Nike versus now the tides is turned where as though Nike was kind of for the issue and supportive of the issue, people who weren't of color were kind of boycotting. Did you understand why they were boycotting, or did you understand their point of view or their perspective?
Nah, we understood what they were saying. They was trying to let it be known that Colin Kaepernick is open to everything. You feel me? Like, it doesn't make a difference if we're black or white, you know? And we're going to stand up for the troops. We respect y'all, but if we're going to take a knee, we're going to take a knee for everybody. And they keep killing these black people, and it's not fair.
Do either of you feel like Nike was kind of capitalizing on this subject matter, or do you really feel like they were in support of it?
They were pretty much in support of it. But Colin Kaepernick, he's just that type of player where, like, it shouldn't be no controversy between anyone. So.
And you, sir?
In my opinion, I feel like they was basically like bashing, wasn't trying to support him. But then at the same time, some people think it was.
Okay.
That they were supporting him because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all commit errors in our lives, but we're not going to be perfect and do what we can to make somebody else perfect. But all that killing people and stuff is just ridiculous at the end of the day, because you're hurting your life, your family lives, and the victim's life.
So I don't know how to, I don't want to be insensitive, but culturally, where is your family from?
My family, El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Yes, sir.
So this issue now, jumping to a different perspective on another group of, I was about to call us colored people, but another race of people. This whole issue of Trump wanting Hispanics and people of Latin descent to either be legal citizens here or go back home. Do you have any knowledge of that issue or any opinion, rather, of it?
I just find it, because in America, like, my parents, they migrated when I was young. My mom was 4 months pregnant when she came to the States with me in her stomach. So she came here because she wanted me to have a better life instead of growing up with the gangs and violence, all that down there. And instead, I see a lot of people, like, they still trying to look for a better life, but then at the end of the day, it's dangerous for them to come up here too.
It's dangerous for them to be here. Do you feel? How do you feel about Trump and his cabinet
pushing for, say, like on a census report, if you know what the census report is, it comes out every 10 years or so, him wanting to add a question that specifically asks you your Latin descent. Do you feel like that should be something that should be a question, or do you see the racism in asking a specific? Because none of us have to, I don't have to tell my origin of Africa, where I'm from. So why would you have to tell them whether you're from El Salvador, Mexico, or, you know, Puerto Rico?
I feel like they shouldn't. Just if you're Hispanic, you're Hispanic. You could be from many different countries. You could be mixed. But at the end of the day, nobody else's concern except yours from where you're from, actually.
Do you feel the difference since Trump came in? Do you feel like more discriminated against, or have you seen it happen with people of Latin descent?
More discrimination.
In what way?
Races, people not getting the same equal treatment as others.
Is that something that, like, your mom is preparing you for now, or did she at some point, or your family prepared you for how you will be treated as a person of color?
Not really, because I don't really talk to my mom like that. Me and her don't have a close relationship. I have a more close relationship with my uncle and my aunt.
So were you prepared for, or told that you were different in terms of what this country looks at as different?
Not really. They just told me be yourself. If they want to judge you, go ahead and let them judge you. But they're not God to judge you in any way.
So, sir, KC, how do you look at racism?
I don't pay it no mind. I just do what I do. I don't care whatever.
So you from Largo. Largo is somewhat mixed, but it's more black and Hispanic people that live there, correct?
Yeah. I also used to live in Riverdale too.
Okay.
I used to live there when I was younger. But there's a lot of Hispanics over there. I was just in the house asking Steve if I could learn Spanish today. But it's funny that you say that though.
But moving to a place like Baltimore, where it's a little bit more diverse.
I still don't mind. You know, I have the potential to go to a private school. I'm about to go to Calvert Hall. They just gave me a full scholarship last week.
Okay.
So I was planning to go in there and playing ball, and it has a lot. It's very diverse. You know, they got kids from Korea and all that, and you know they're bringing them everybody from their roots, and everybody play ball.
Have either of you ever experienced racism firsthand?
Nah, I ain't gonna say that, cause I don't never look at it like that. I just look at it, they doing their job, honestly.
What, police officers or just people in general?
Oh, just people in general. I don't pay attention to it. Like I don't condone it. I don't condone racism. So if it's going on around me, I just walk away. I don't.
So it doesn't. So you kind of brush it off. But have you seen it affect other people, like being profiled or?
I've seen it before. Yeah, all the time. But I just don't. I don't like to.
It doesn't personally affect you.
It makes me feel some type of way.
So now with social media and everything being videotaped, so now we not, like, if you live in a certain area, you've seen, say, police officers treat people like this, or people who own, say, Asian stores or beauty shops treat people a certain type of way. We've seen that. Most of us who lived in urban communities and such, we've seen it. Whether you live in a county or the city, you've seen it or you've experienced. But now with everything being videotaped, we're seeing this happen to everyone, or on a bigger scale. Have you ever, either of you ever experienced it firsthand, or how have you reacted to somebody being disrespectful racially to you? Say the police or a store owner, say you've been followed in a store, or a teacher that may seem to favor these type of people more than that person. Has it happened to you? Whether it affected you or not, has it ever happened to you?
No, I don't even like to think about it.
And you, sir?
I wouldn't say it happened to me by seeing it happen like to other people.
So how did that make you feel, or what did that do to you psychologically in that moment?
And honestly, it breaks me down mentally. And sometimes, like, I want to take things into my own hands and say something verbally or do something physically. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I can't do that, because then I'm risking my freedom for somebody that I don't know, or either standing up for something that I am, but at the end of the day, I can't do that. I just gotta be mindful of my actions.
Cool. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with these two gentlemen when we return. Don't go anywhere. The Artist Exchange Radio Show only on BigExposedRadio.com. If I don't want...
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'm gonna show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, but nigga she could've died with. Destroyed the whole world and found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife and it got hard to hide it. So when Gwen confronted him, he ain't even denied it. Her fault, depends on who you asking. She tried to be a stripper, but the tip out was taxing. Buying all the purses, trying to keep up with the fashion. And her mama hated babysitting with a passion. She deserved better, better circumstances. A black queen, she should've been blessed with certain chances. Look down upon, getting all the hurting glances. Making men change up all the twerking stances. She never cried about the pain, only gritted her teeth. But most soldiers never get a flower or a wreath. She like G.I. Jane in the war with no relief. Don't recognize why killers was going through her beat. She said more prayers than the nun did. After seeing so much struggles with only one kid, the clinic said baby number 2 couldn't be undid. 9 months later, delivery and it's one big. But this time it was an older dude. But the shit happened so fast, she barely know the dude. Damn, but we all make mistakes though. And the older we get, that's how mistakes go. So he claimed the baby, now with no money. He said shit was hard and his dollars was kinda funny. Real was feeling like that was strike 2. So when it rains and pours, that's just how life do. She was thinking about her childhood and how life flew. Her daddy she always loved, but she never quite knew. This was before the bags and the cellulite grew. Other bitches in her shoe.
Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. So no matter what you up against, go hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how I really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father dead. Mom's bringing different niggas in and out the crib. No money, so you seen it's less than all your friends. But it a joke because your mother was a crackhead. Older sister hoeing off, giving all the homies head. I could wait for your response, but they love to hear me talk, so I'll just wait for the applause. I always knew that I was great, I got them haters so appalled. I'ma make it out the darkness, and my word is my bond. Delivering these bars while I'm gripping on my balls. Jealous niggas hate to see you succeed, so fuck them all. I'm the master of my destiny, nigga, you not in charge. You either on your grind or in the way, so get lost. Be a man of everything you say you stand for. Lead your people by example, being hands-on. If you're back against the wall, then get your mash on. Fix your vision on the future like it's fast forward. The world is yours in due time, ain't gotta ask for it. I'm from the school of hard knocks, I took a crash course. Shit be stressful, my nigga, that's why I'm getting high. But that's life, and it's the code that I live by. And you know how it is, where we at, nigga. They say money can't buy happiness, but I be happy as a bitch when I can have dinner. Learn from your losses or you end up like the last nigga. I fall off, I bounce back, I really come from the dirt. But if you wanna make it happen, gotta put in the work. The word will kick you when you down, and I know this shit hurt. And it's crazy cause your family, your shit on you first. My sister.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm your host, Nate, and I'm here with KC and Josue. And they're both young people that we're interested in coming on and starting a show here that delves into various topics, and it will just be about their perspective. And we already started talking about possible guests and their background. We touched on that a little bit. Are there any? Well, I'll just say it. Are there any questions that you may have for me about radio or media or the arts or?
Nah, I'm pretty familiar with it.
So tell me what you know. Well, tell me where you are with it.
I mean, I watch YouTube and stuff like that, so I watch
YouTube?
a lot of conferences like with rappers or like guest hosts and stuff like that.
So if you had an opportunity to interview someone, who would it be?
Probably Glockwood God. That's my boy.
Who was he?
He's a rapper from PG County. He went to Largo with me.
Okay.
We used to play basketball together.
So you know him?
Yeah.
Okay. So what does he do now?
He's still rapping. I think he was number 2 in the state for this. I mean, I said in the state. I think he was number 2 in the state for best rapper of the year, DMV rapper of the year.
Okay. Anybody you would like to interview?
Not really.
Not really. It got to be somebody you would want to talk to and pick their brain.
Right.
If you could just choose anybody, who would you want to attempt to pick their brain? It doesn't have to be somebody local. It could be somebody that we look at as mainstream, or it doesn't even have to be in the realm of art. It could be outside of art.
I would say Moneybagg Yo.
Okay. So what would you want to know from them? Like what questions would you ask them?
I would have wanted to know why he started rapping like this. Because when we went to school together, we used to just play basketball, and then when he was like, I decided, like, once I graduate, I'm gonna just pursue my rap career, and he did it. So
you said why he's rapping, or what?
Yeah, like what made him start rapping? Like what made him because he used to play basketball with me all the time. So it was never like he was rapping on the undercover, or like nobody saw him writing in his diary or typing it on his notes. It's just.
Would it have been cool for him to be doing that when y'all were in school?
Yeah, it would have been cool. We wouldn't mind that.
Well, sometimes people they're not always as comfortable with their desires as like you would be, or it doesn't really seem like, because some of the stuff, do you like what he's rapping about now?
Yeah, it's not bad. His music is he's pretty known. So I don't have a problem with it. His music is real nice. It's just.
So one day he was playing basketball, then you didn't see him anymore.
He was just like, yeah. Once I get my high school diploma, I'm just gonna pursue my rap career.
And he actually did it. And that's interesting because most people don't have that type of focus. But again, sometimes people do things, and it may not have been something they've always done, but it may be, he may have been really good at writing, and that just sparked to an opportunity for him to meet somebody in the music industry, and you never know how that can happen. That's why even the talk that we had before the show, you never know what an opportunity can bring you. And you always go into every opportunity, especially when you're young, with just a level of optimism. You know what you don't want to do, but always try to go into an environment with an understanding of, I'm going to try this. And you can always connect what's in front of you with what you ultimately want to do. Most young people know what they like, but they don't know what they want to be or what they want to do. And you have to take situations seriously. Be yourself, be comfortable, have fun, but never go into anything half-assing it. Because you never know what opportunity or who may be watching today that can give you an opportunity. You never know. Beyond like who you would want to interview, how could this help you be or take you where you are? Can you see that, or do you not see that?
Nah, I don't see that.
So what do you want to do?
I just want to be me, play ball.
Play ball?
Yeah.
So what's the plan?
Like, as far as me going to college, yeah, I'm trying to get a college offer. I have college interest, but I plan on turning those into offers this year.
So, but what's the plan? So you get to college, what's the plan?
Oh, I'm studying accounting and finance. I'm real good with numbers, so I won't be a stockbroker, honestly.
Okay.
I don't mind.
How long have you been good with numbers?
I've been good with numbers since I was a kid.
Since you were a kid, like 2 years ago?
Nah. Nah, since I was like young.
Young, okay. So, I mean, in terms of being an accountant, what do you know? What do you know about the career path, though? What do you know about stockbroking? Have you ever attempted, or?
No, I have not, but I plan on doing it. I mean, I was reading books when I was on a trip down somewhere.
So at 16, you can't be dreaming anymore. You got to actually be applying what you know and what you want to be, right? So part of what this experience is to really give you experience, not only simply interviewing people, but if financing and money management is something that you're interested in, and investment is a whole nother area of it, those are the type of people that we can bring in and sit in front of you, so you're not just pulling at strings when you get to college. Because college, you have to have it. College is not a place where you need to be trying to find yourself. It needs to be somewhere where you seriously, unlike high school, they're not going to put stuff in your lap. They're going to give you the option to pick what you want. And if you waste their time, you're going to be wasting your money. And it's not we're going to keep putting you in a different class to see what works. Is you didn't get it right? Okay. Maybe you should try another school.
It's all about motivation.
Exactly. So we're going to take another quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BigExposedRadio.com.